Hey guys and gals, this introduction to the video is a little different because it comes to us from sometime in the future. I don't want to give too much of it away and ruin the surprise of what's coming, but we'll just say it's a time of civil unrest, and we've had Chinese special forces who came across the border colluded with Hezbollah, who came across the border, and they have indoctrinated a bunch of illegals, and they are just creating pandemonium across the country. And currently there is no electricity, no internet, no cell phone service, and there is no gas or diesel available. And this morning I saw a guy wandering around at the end of my road, and he looked harmless enough, and he said his car ran out of gas, and he looked familiar, and he told me his name. I don't know if I believe that or not, but he asked if I had any form of communications, because none of the cell phones work. And I said, well, I've got a CB radio. And he asked if he could borrow it. So let me hand that off to him. He's going to make a call. Here you go, Johnny. Thanks a lot, Mr. HSP. I really appreciate that. Hey, what's with the glove? Well, I always put a glove on because I don't know if you've been vaccinated, and I don't want to catch any unvaccinations. No, I haven't been vaccinated. You have? Yeah. How many times did you get COVID? 3. Like, how many times did you get it? I didn't get it. Liar. Hey, you need to remember whose CB radio you're borrowing. Yeah, that's a good point. You mind if I get a little privacy? I want to call someone. I'm like, yeah, I'll come back in a few minutes. John Rambo to Kamala. John Rambo to Kamala. Hey babe, it's Johnny, and I was wondering if you could do me a favor. I contributed to that old guy that you ran with, for president. I gave him a lot of money for his last campaign, and I know that he had to be removed, and you've kind of taken over, and you're the big cheese now. And I can't remember the guy's name, the guy that crapped his pants 6 or 7 times a day. But my car ran out of gas, and I was wondering if you could bring me a tank of gas. You think you could do that for old Johnny? Because we go way back. All right. Well, if you can't bring me a tank of gas, I don't see the humor in it. But I was wondering, we got special forces, Chinese special forces, colluding with the illegals, and they have tried to kill all the police, the firefighters, the paramedics. They even went into hospitals and killed all the doctors and nurses and left the patients to die. Man, that is just so wrong. I was wondering if you could drop ship me an M60 machine gun. Yeah, like in one of my movies. Yeah. And I need a couple helpers. I need an assistant, and I need an ammo carrier. I was thinking of for the assistant, you could send me that chick, governor of South Dakota, Christie. Yeah. No. Forget that. Yeah, she's Republican. No, I can't use her. How about you send me Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. He could be my assistant, and you send me Arnold Schwarzenegger. He can carry the ammo, and I think Dwayne will make a good assistant, and I think Arnold, I'll make him my bitch. Yeah. And if you send me this, it's like a crew serve weapon. That's why I need the extra people. But I could take on the whole Chinese army. You've seen my movies, right? So what do you think? You could drop ship that by C-130 to old Johnny? Hey Johnny, are you done? Yeah, I'm like done. Did you get a hold of anybody? What did they say? Well, I got a hold of somebody, and they said I'm screwed. Well, okay. Hey guys and gals, Homesteadprepper. Alright, this is another episode of CB Radio Prepper Commo. And today's video is going to be about my base station. And maybe this will give you some ideas. Maybe in the comments you can give me some ideas. But there's four main components you need, and the first component you of course need is some type of transceiver, whether that's CB, ham, MERS, GMRS. I mean, there's a lot of options out there, guys. That's the first component. The second component is you need some type of power supply. Now I've gone with a battery and solar, and I mean you can go with, just plug it into an outlet right there, and that'll work great until the grid power goes down, and then you're not going to have any Commo if you're 100% reliant on the grid power. Now this is 100% off grid because I've gone with the solar battery backup, and what I like about this is this gives me a lot of options. Now when I started, I just used that battery. Now that's a battery I got from Sam's with no cord charge, and I think it's a 90 amp hour battery, which I guess you can use it down to 50% of that, which is more wattage than I'm going to use on what I've got going here. It's not going to use that much, but I mean, if you were really hard up, and you had a battery, you could use that alternator right there, and you could put a hand crank on it, But for me, that's just too much work. Now that alternator is going on that right there if I ever get any time to work on it. But to me, the solar is the way to go, guys. Let's take a closer look at this. Okay, there's my battery. Now that is a 750 watt inverter I got from my late father. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate it. And I have the ability to charge up my flashlights. I can charge up my cordless tools, as you can see here. I can charge up those ham radios because those work off of 120 volts for the charging. It just gives me a lot of flexibility, and that's what from a prepping standpoint, that's what I want. Very simple to do solar setup. The power comes in. Now guys, I've mentioned this before, if you have a solar setup and you're using less, or your input is less than 48 volts DC, these QO breakers will work. Not home line, but QO. So it comes into this charge controller, and this was actually left over from another solar project I had. It was too small. For this it's too big, but it's better to be a little too big than too small. But the power comes in, it comes out, 12 volts, comes and charges my battery. And like I said, I've got a bunch of options. Oh, this is some EMP protection. I need to get some more components for my Commo, which that'll be another video. Let me talk about my solar panels. Alright guys, if I had this to do over again, I would just buy one new solar panel. Those are used solar panels. Now they're working and they're doing the job. But if I ever want to expand my system, the limitation are going to be these panels. Now that's 200 watts and that's 200 watts, and you would think together that's 400 watts, but under peak loads I'm only getting 165 or 170 watts because I bought these used, and yeah, they were cheap, okay, and they work, but like I said, if I were to do it over again, I would just get new ones. Alright, the next component you're going to need is an antenna. Now I made my own antenna cable. Now this is left a little bit long here, guys, because in case I have to move it. But that goes up that way, and that is a soldered on connector, and it's not that hard to do. Let's go outside and look at the antenna. Alright guys, what you're looking at is my antenna. Now a lot of people looking at that would probably never figure that was a radio antenna, and I got to give credit where credit is due. I got the idea from the Yankee Prepper. He had a video many years ago
where he vented his exhaust off of his Lister diesel that charged a battery bank up through a flagpole. I thought it was genius, so I thought I'd use that here. Looking at this right here, you would never guess this was an antenna. Now, this is made out of scrap 2x5 aluminum. You can see it's got holes in it. It's kind of beat up a little bit, but it was free, and it is grounded. And guys, I got to tell you, I watched a bunch of videos about antennas, and I kept getting a super high SWR, standing wave ratio. There's a fiberglass insert here that insulates this, and I had it up about that high, and I put this grounding ring on here, and it went down just a smidge. So I says, well, let me just lower this down. So I lowered it down until it's the width of that black tape that insulates it, and my SWR is 1.375. Okay, so anyway, if you're building your own antenna, that gap is very critical. Now, if you look over here, you can see that's just a lug. I cleaned the metal. That's deox compound on there. I split the antenna in 2 sections, and there's another lug over there. And I'm going to put some duct seal over that after I finish the video here. But I had put this grounding ring up here. I figured the shipping container was going to give it enough reflection, but it didn't do it. So I put this grounding ring on here, and it just barely made any difference. So I'm going to leave it up there. I forgot to mention that that is about 9.5 feet off the ground, and that is a half wave antenna, 108 inches or so. So, just in case anybody was curious. Alright, well, the last component you need for a base station is you need somewhere to put it. Whether that's an old shipping container like this, maybe your dining room table, a shed, your truck, RV. So anyway, guys, you need some type of radio shack. Alright, well, this is the Homestead Prepper out. Yeah, I'm gonna turn my phone off. I was getting some back feed. Can you do it one more time, and I'm gonna turn the phone off? Just yeah, because I'm hearing some back feed or something. Okay, let me know when you're ready. All right, ready. Great job, Kamala. Thank you.